I hate Test 5. I really do.
To a place where people are
And it's not just because
a place that tests a person
everyone failed the first stage. It's partially because I just made a really bad decision about the course design, which was a huge factor in everyone failing. After Test 4, I love that logo. I still love that logo. Every time I look at it, I just love it. I just love the way it looks.
Right into test number 5, which is appropriately titled Escape 5. This time we managed to convince 4 test subjects to
I tried to liven it up with the commentary, but with
no idea what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, when people showed up, we had to, I had to wait for everyone to show up, but
altered course.
It was cold that day.
Will deduct 10 seconds from their time.
It wasn't fun.
First, test subjects will have to get past the rock.
You know what? I'm being a little too cynical. I'm not saying it wasn't fun, but
after that, they'll have to get past the metal track.
By far, the worst mistake I made was adding the backpack for the weight hurdles and the weight deceptor, because I didn't test it. I did not test this course, and because I didn't want to give myself an unfair advantage anymore, which was a mistake on my part.
Last time we saw him was in Test 3, where he made it all the way to the
In regards to what you just saw, the reason Test 45 did that was because he had a false start. He started before we told him to start, so he just kind of did that, and that's why you saw that. But no, I didn't. I didn't test the course out ahead of time for proper timing, and I really should have, because
10 seconds. Anyway, his question for the number cruncher,
it hurt because I didn't have a proper sense of time, and I also didn't have a proper sense of weight, because that backpack was heavy. There were hand weights in there. There were some very large textbooks in there, which admittedly, you can ask the other guys if you could, but they're heavy stuff. We've had some pretty heavy books in our time in college. But
he falls down.
Oh god, this was just terrible. Yeah, I sound cynical. We did have fun shooting it. We had a good time laughing and stuff. But at the same time, there was this sense in the back of my mind that it's like, man, I really kind of screwed up
what he was supposed to say.
The design of the course.
Now he's got to get across the Heaven's Gate, and
I really should have done better. And
unfortunately, too many
it's
penalties.
kind of. There's a reason I don't. I do occasionally watch my videos from time to time, and there's a reason I don't watch Test 5 at all. It's just not very good. So I'm talking about a few other things.
Next is test subject number 22.
Oh no!
Last time in Test 4, he had some troubles.
Why did I wear that shirt?
Will he be able to make up for his loss
this time around? That was not a good shirt for me to wear for this. I don't wear that shirt anymore. That was just not a good choice for me. But a few things course-wise. Obviously, you notice with the Heavenly Gate, it was originally called Heavenly's Verse. Or the Heavens. There's only one bar on it. Basically, what happened was this was recorded spring semester, and somewhere in between winter semester and spring semester. Actually, now that I think about it, I think it was actually after Easter break, or spring break rather. I got back from spring break, and during spring break they did some construction on the parking lot right there. And one thing is that they took all the crumbled up stones and they dumped them in the area, in his workout area. And the force of that swinging just took me down. But they dumped it in the area, and I'm assuming, just judging from like the tracks and where the rocks were dumped, that the truck hit one of the posts somehow, and it knocked out one of the poles. And we didn't have a 2-bar high beam anymore to use. We had only 2 beams. It was I had to come up with something else, which meant I had to redesign the final stage because it used that. I'll explain a little that at a later date. But
he's running.
Personally, I had gotten weaker as time progressed, which made it even harder for me to climb this.
Last time trying to climb this obstacle. Will he do it?
Yeah, that's Yeah, I was worried in
And
test
once
3
again, test
about
subject
whether or not
number
I'd be able to pass the
22
first stage, but
runs out of time
in test 5, it
on
just got,
the rope
you know,
climb.
I didn't even,
Such a shame.
I should have been more concerned. But I wasn't.
Next up to
But,
try the course is test subject number 42. Last time we saw
God,
him,
I hate
was in
this so
test
much.
3 when he fell victim to the 3rd stage.
So another
How
thing,
will he do
if you've watched
this
test
time
6, you
around?
may notice that the cardboard triangles for the
The croc starts and he makes his way across the line, jumps on
metal
the
track
Cruncher EXQ.
fell much more easily in test 6. The reason is because in test 5, one of the ends for each plank was taped, so that it was taped to one of the 2 bars, making it harder for them to fall down.
Right there.
The reason it fell down after he had moved is because he did hit it. But
the end, and he does.
the reason for that is because it was very windy, and thus would fall down on its own before anything would actually, before you even moved on the actual course.
Now on to the
And
regular
so we
hurdle.
had to fix that.
Gets over.
God,
Oh, he stumbles a little.
every time it's just. All right.
And now he makes his
Yeah,
way
I
onto the
I had things planned.
he
I had every, you
gives
know,
up
by
and
then I had
tries to
already
save
designed the
time
cramped
by not
crawl
wasting
space. That it was
time,
going to
knowing
be
he'll get a penalty.
really
And,
awesome,
oh,
but that wasn't the
falls
case.
on Heaven's
So
Gate, and has
now that,
unfortunately
yeah,
run
I-
out of time,
there's not much else to say
has failed
about,
the first stage. But it
test
looks like he's going to try
5,
to beat the rope
other
climb
than the fact
anyway.
that I added
And he does.
the platform
With his foot.
for the rope climb to kind of be like an anti-tall person
Good
measure, meaning that you can now get a penalty on the rope
And
climb by
now it all
landing
comes
in
down to
between the
test
tree
subject number
and
17.
that pad.
In the last
That
test, he
pad,
beat the
I put
first
too much
stage.
effort in than it was
But if he
worth. It was
fails
just
here,
a large
test
amount of
5
cardboard boxes
will
just
end
folded up and taped together. Well, definitely overdid that. As for the blocks, they were actually they're wooden blocks that I duct taped. Forgot to mention that. It was leftover from a project that I did in the winter.
Wow, that is lucky. 47
Yeah.
plus 1.
47 was one.
If he gets
There's not really much else to say about the course.
I
It
just
sucked.
have no
I
respect
screwed
for
up
him.
badly.
Anyway,
We still
he
had
makes it
some
across
fun
the,
at the time, you know,
metal
and
front so far, so
afterwards,
good.
after we
Not
were done
knocking
recording.
any of
But
the bars.
it was just a
And
huge
he stands
problem,
up and
a huge
gets
mistake
across
on my
the
part when it came to designing. So I'm gonna talk about the
grabs
graphics a little
backpack
bit.
for
The
rope
clock.
hurdles.
The clock I made from
Taking,
scratch,
too
and
much time, it
I
seems,
personally like it.
Get the backpack
Um,
on. And
Huh.
that was
Oh
the
yeah,
last
I
thing.
forgot.
Anyway, so
There's a glitch in
over
the
to the
clocks
hurdles.
where, for some
first
reason,
slanted hurdle.
the time
Uses
actually
height to
goes up
advantage. He gets over no
temporarily
problem. Now
around
to the regular
the
hurdle.
51
steps
second
over.
mark. I don't know why I did that. That was an oversight on my part. But using Photoshop, I designed this clock,
loses
and
balance, he loses time. He's down
I
to
love it.
less than
I
20
think it looks
seconds.
great.
He can do this if he doesn't have any more mistakes. He gets it right away.
It has it's not just one playing color with the clock. There's a nice gradient to it, and plus there's tenths of a second to it, and that took a long time because at the time I was designing that clock, I had imagined that there would be more than
failed
3 more tests to do, so I went all the way up to 2 minutes. Plus, when you add pass,
5
fail,
ends here.
and 3, 2, 1, that was a lot of different frames I had to do, because I had to add each frame,
no one could pass it.
create each frame as a separate
Well,
image
either
file,
way,
and then
this
put it
test
into the video
ends here.
editor and add it in.
Next time, we start
And
the final test of this
it was a lot of
little
work, but
marathon
I
with
think,
test 6, escape
you know,
6.
as much as
How
I
will they do?
wasn't
Tune in next time to
happy
find out.
with the results of test 4, 5, and 6, I think that the graphics were easily the most rewarding thing about this whole thing, and that's just a clock. I'll talk about a few more things in the next part.